All right, let's talk about those Kansas City Chiefs. Well, they don't seem to be hurting too much without Tyreek Hill, at least not right away. Let's talk about what happened. And first, we're going to talk about some weird play calls of the Cardinals. So this play is a great example of kind of just one of those play calls that I didn't fully understand why they did this. So you're going to have kind of like a blitz. Those two players are going to rush over towards the quarterback. So typically that just creates a blitz, but not always. They're actually going to do a very creative sort of scheme here. You have two interior defensive linemen now dropping back into coverage. And so because of this, you're still essentially going to have the same amount of players in coverage. You're still going to have 4 players in coverage, 4 players rushing the passer and 7 players in coverage. It'll be more like a cover 3 zone. And I'm assuming the reason they're doing this is because everyone kind of knows if you have less players in coverage against the Chiefs, it's bad news. Mahomes has dominated against that kind of situation. You know, Mahomes has no issue with if you're going to blitz him, he'll find someone quickly and, make a great throw. And they have guys who can get open pretty quickly as well. So I'm assuming the Cardinals are saying, okay, well, here's a way that we can kind of maybe create some pressure, scheme up some pressure in a unique way, get the effect of a blitz while still keeping everybody in coverage. But there's one issue with that. Mahomes is going to take the snap right here, and at this point, look at how open Travis Kelce gets right here, because the two players covering over the middle of the field are basically at the line of scrimmage right now. They're just now dropping back, and so because of this, it now makes it really easy for Mahomes to be able to make this throw. He is going to hit Kelce, and Kelce picks up a first down right there because he's Travis Kelce, and he's also amazing at finding soft spots in zone, and when you make that much of a soft spot, the Chiefs are just going to take advantage. So this to me was not a great strategy from the Cardinals. I get why they did it. It just didn't work out. But like, this play is something that, in my opinion, is exciting if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Because again, what's the one thing that we always had a question with last year? 2 safety deep coverage is typically the main thing, but really guys getting open underneath against zone coverage is kind of the main thing. I would say you want to have guys be able to just beat zone coverage consistently. That's the goal. On this play, it's not cover 2, it's cover 3, which again, don't really know why we're doing that. Arizona, just play cover 2, but they are playing, a deep, so they're playing relatively deep to try and allow potentially for someone to, for something good to happen for them. But anyways, watch what happens right when this play begins. So you're gonna see that right here. I mean, all 3 of these underneath guys are open right here. So this is the main reason I'm bringing up this play, because again, can't see what's going on downfield, but it doesn't matter because last year, not enough guys were getting open in this area, which created for sometimes when the Chiefs did struggle. And listen, the Chiefs scored the most points per drive out of any team in football last year. They were a very good offense, but when they had their kind of lulls, it was because of those situations. Well, here, they're having no issue whatsoever. And if you want to blame the Cardinals defense for that, you can. You can also give credit to the Chiefs offense, though. Mahomes fires it to the deepest of the open shots there. They're able to get a first down, but it's more about just the fact that guys are getting open relatively consistently underneath coverage so they can kind of methodically move the ball down the field. That's good. There was a mistake. This was not a great play from Patrick Mahomes. I don't think this was just a bad play. There's no getting around it. It's going to be a cover 0 situation. So, typically in cover 0, find the best matchup you like and throw it up there. That's what you want to do. Watch how when Mahomes takes the snap, he reads the play. He's going to look for a matchup that he likes. But if you're going to make this throw right here, how do you make it? You really have to throw a bullet pass, right? You really have to kind of line drive it in there. That's going to be the way to do it. You throw it towards the pylon, I think towards the sideline, and try to put it in a spot where either your receiver makes the catch or nobody does. Really, I'm surprised he didn't throw it to Travis Kelce. That was his first read on this play, and Kelce is wide open, but that's not what Mahomes is going to do. Instead, Mahomes decides to lob one up there, and that's just a mistake. Could have been intercepted. So that was a mistake. One I think Mahomes would like to have back, but that's okay. Listen, no one's going to be perfect, and even in this mistake, I do understand what he was doing. He was throwing it up on a cover 0. That is to some degree what you want to do. But again, in the red zone especially, you don't have to just throw it up. It's a chance to take if it's in the middle of the field, certainly. In the red zone, maybe not the right chance to take. That's kind of how I view it. But in some of these plays like this one, it was just, I was stunned at how open guys were and how soft Arizona was playing at times, where it's going to be it looks like a Tampa 2 concept for Arizona. And, for the Kansas City Chiefs, they have a player who could kind of get in a gap in coverage right there. You get sort of in the middle of the field where there should be an opening. And I mean, look at how Mahomes reads this right away, and then just look at how open he is. So on one hand, hey, there's a 2 safety deep coverage that you're doing a great job at. To me, this feels like Arizona is just playing way too soft right here. It does. Listen, you got to play soft to some degree against the Kansas City Chiefs. No denying that. But you have the 2 safeties deep. You don't need to have a Tampa 2. You don't need to have someone else going deep. You don't need to be playing this far off. It's still, yes, it's kind of a 2-minute drive type situation with 1 minute left. Chiefs 2 timeouts, draw their own 20, all of that stuff. Still, you can't just give up chunk plays like this. You can't just, let them get free first downs. They have enough time. So, not a great play by Arizona. Now, it worked out when Juju Smith-Schuster made the catch. He ended up fumbling it. So maybe it was a 500 IQ strategy by the Cardinals, get the ball in Juju Smith-Schuster's hands and then get him to fumble it. I doubt that was the case. I think it was just a sort of a mistake there, is what I think. And even stuff like this, I think, was good. And this, to me, kind of, when I compare the Chiefs and the Packers, one of the things I do think about is the Packers really, they lost Devontae Adams, but then kind of nickel and dimed their way of trying to find the rest of their receiving core. They take flyers on Sammy Watkins, and they got Christian Watson, who was a big high-risk, high-reward type guy. Looked like the Chiefs, I think, went about this in a bit of a smarter way. Even if you don't love the Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Juju Smith-Schuster signings, they're at least more established players. And another guy they added was Sky Moore, who's another guy who had a much higher floor than someone like Christian Watson had. And I think that's why this Chiefs receiving core has still looked pretty good. And I said this offseason, I think it's underrated and it is still pretty solid. What's happening here is it's going to be a cover 1 blitz, which again, Cardinals, what are we doing here? Don't run a cover 1 blitz against Patrick Mahomes. That's literally his favorite coverage to go up against. Don't do it. But look at how when this play begins, you're going to see right here, Sky Moore gets the inside leverage, and that's what Mahomes is not even looking towards, but that's what he's going to eventually find. Watch Mahomes actually jump over his left tackle, then throws across his body, hits Sky Moore, who won that matchup, and does a great job after the catch, picking up a good chunk play. So again, this is kind of why they like Sky Moore. He plays well with this team. A lot of guys are playing well in football. Sometimes it's less important to have one elite receiver and more important to have 3 or 4 good ones, and that's what they had against Arizona. I think that the collection of receivers that the Chiefs have is so far working out, but again, it's always difficult with week 1 stuff because you make your preseason predictions, but so many of the preseason predictions aren't exactly how things work out because there's so much information that we are not privy to. I didn't think the Cardinals defense would be very good, and I expected the Chiefs offense to still be very good. That's what it looks like week 1, but that might not necessarily be the case. Maybe the Chiefs offense is going to do this to everybody. Maybe everyone's going to do this to the Cardinals defense. It's hard to exactly say, so we can only talk about what we know now, but we can sort of give predictions now with more sample size, and I think a fair prediction would be that the Chiefs offense is still going to be awesome, which was a fair prediction before this game anyway, so at least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.